Hey guys, Drifter here. I have another off-the-cuff video for you. You enjoyed the last one about my wife being Chinese, so I'm making another one, except this one has absolutely stupendously, superbly spectacular gameplay, quite possibly the best gameplay that I have ever gotten in Black Ops 2 now after cycle, after launch, after it's not the main game anymore. But I'm going to go 36-0 flawless domination. I was going to say TDM, flawless domination. I do capture flags, I do defend flags, and I call in 2 swarms, do some weapon scavengings too, but the gameplay is going to be excellent. But what I wanted to talk to you about is about planning your life. Most of you that subscribe to me, not all of you mind you, but a lot of you are, we'll say, young people, young adults, teenagers, college students, and there's this big pressure on your life to sort of have everything planned out ahead of you, which is why I thought it would be beautiful to have this commentary completely unplanned, no notes, no script, or anything like that. The goal is that you should kind of have a career picked out, you should have a path picked out, you should have a plan, you should have this sort of financial thing, you should know where you want to be in your life and what your goals are. And while these are all fine and well, unfortunately that's not really how life works, nor are those sort of times of financial security a part of the life that we live anymore. This was the way of your life, of your grandparents, maybe if your parents were really old, maybe your great-grandparents, to where if you were born in a family, you could reasonably be expected to work a type of skilled job, a service job, maybe a higher end or an educational job, depending on your income level, and just kind of what class you were in, and it would be stable, and it would be consistent, and it would always be there, and these things would be straightforward for you, and there was no shame in working in the grocery store. There was no shame in being a gas station attendant or a chef and these sort of things. However, our world has changed, and it's changed very quickly to where these sort of things are much more transient now, and the pressure to sort of plan a path or to have everything figured out when you're like 9 years old so that you can plan your college career plan is really, really strong. And the crazy thing is, it's stronger because it has to be, because the other jobs aren't really stable, but it also goes counter to how our lives work now. In our lives, we are much more free to make our own choices. We're much more free to travel. We are much more free to change our lives, to do things that maybe not even 100 years ago, maybe 50, 60 years ago would have been almost completely impossible for our ancestors. Just things like moving to another country easily, traveling easily. These were things, that rich people could do. But you can do this now, and that's kind of how life works. All of the big important decisions that I've made in my life were not decisions that I made based on some sort of huge, brilliant master plan, that I had some sort of godlike forethought and did everything right. I made my decisions kind of spur of the moment when they came up, when they presented themselves to me, and it's been okay since. I'm still here, I'm still alive. Not everything I decided was right, absolutely not. I've lost my ass a couple of times. I've made bad decisions, but the thing is, you'll get through it, you'll make it. Examples, I was dating the girl that is now currently my wife, and she was going to graduate before me. Not only was she going to graduate before me, but she was also going to move to a different state and pursue a different career, and I really didn't want to lose her, so I kind of at the spur of the moment pulled it out of my ass. I'd been thinking about it for a little while, told her, if you'll hang around here, I would like to get married, I'd like to propose to you. I can't do it right now, I'm not ready, I don't have the money, no ring, none of that sort of stuff, but just stick with me. I can't even remember the right words that I chose, but it was all completely spur of the moment. I did it. She stuck with me. The proposal, the marriage, everything completely and totally changed my life in ways that I couldn't expect. But it all happened last minute. People ask me, why did you choose the college that you went to, and why did you choose the major? For those of you that don't know me, I have an engineering major, and I went to technical school in Mississippi, went to Mississippi State. I went to Mississippi State solely because that's where all of my friends were going. At that point in my life, I didn't really have aspirational goals to go to college and get a career and change the world or anything. I just really wanted to move out of my hometown. I lived in a small, not entirely rural, but just a small town in the South, Mississippi Delta, and I wasn't super happy with it. It really just wasn't the place for me to be, but I knew if I didn't go out, if I didn't go to college, didn't get a real job, that the feasibility of me moving across the country or just, getting the funds to change my life the way I wanted to do it were going to be low. So I just decided I'm going to go to college. Okay, well, what college are you going to go to? It doesn't matter. Well, no, it does matter. You need to know. So I just looked at the college where all of my friends were going, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to that college. And they're like, okay, going to this college. This college is known for all these different things. What do you want to do? And I didn't really want to do anything, to be honest. I thought about it. I did put some research and some time into it, not a tremendous amount, mind you. But I decided to just do engineering because it was hard, because I thought, you know, in my teenage mind, oh, engineering, that means I can play with robots, and it'll be a challenge, and it'll be great, and all these sort of things. And that's why I picked the major. It wasn't part of some grand plan, or, I mean, there was some planning. I understood that engineers got good money and all these sort of things, but that's the reason I did. And even though I ultimately ended up not using the degree, I learned things that forever changed how I see the world and allows me to do totally different things to do today. Or this gaming thing. This gaming thing started, almost ended, and twice on complete whims. The reason I started doing games at all is I got an Xbox message from a friend of mine. He just says, "Hey Drifter, I want you to join my gaming clan." Not what was it? My movie making clan. So I said to this guy, "What in the world is a movie making clan? That just doesn't make any sense to me." He explained it. He explained Machinima, Red versus Blue, the head bobbing Spartans, all that sort of stuff, and I kind of liked it. I had a natural propensity for telling stories, so this was kind of up my alley. It was kind of like a cheap theater, mind you. The actors were cheap, the props, the sets, everything was already there. I don't know why I couldn't kill this riot shield guy, but I did it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a big deal. I played with it for a little while. I randomly met a different guy while just looking at other videos, learning how to get better. He ended up helping me get my contract and get started. And at one point, I was done. I had totally quit making videos. I had totally quit making machinimas. And the very last thing I did, which you can't find on YouTube anymore because it was taken down, I made a little video called How Not to Defuse the Bomb. And it was a bunch of Spartans arguing about how to defuse the bomb that had been planted. And they got on YouTube trying to find tutorials, but it was all trolls. Fun stuff. But that was my retirement video. That was like my final project. That was my, you know, Drifter out for good. However, it got picked up by who was then at a time a blogger, just Hottie McBloggy. She posted it. The Bungie guys loved it. They shared it. And it ended up getting like 40-something thousand views, which was an astonishing amount back in the days of YouTube. Just colossally blew up my inbox. I decided maybe I'll give this another spin. Maybe I'll give this another go. Changed everything. Or even the deal with Team Envious that I, you know, for those of you that don't know, I currently own a part of Envy. I didn't buy into Envy. I didn't just demand this, or they didn't reach out to me for advising. One of the owners, i4Play, reached out to me via just a little private message and just asked me if I wanted to help him with some projects related to the team. And I didn't know any better. I didn't know what pro gaming was. I told him, "Kid, I don't want to join your clan." And he was kind enough and patient enough to send me a message back and kind of explain what was going on. So then I joined and I helped, and it just came out of the blue, and it's been a really big thing for me. And what I'm trying to get home here is that you're not going to have your plans come to reality. Other things are going to creep into your life that you can't control, that you aren't expecting, and you're going to make some decisions that are great. You're going to make some that are bad, but you just got to roll with it. Life is not about the end destination. Life is not about reaching every single goal you have. It's about the journey along the way, so you gotta have fun while you're at it. That's wrapping up the gameplay here. I hope you enjoyed the kind of off-the-cuff commentary and what I had to say today. Also hope you enjoyed the gameplay, because it was really, really good. Drifter out.